Well, hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back. I hope you guys are doing wonderful. I've got an interesting video for you today. On my channel, I have reviewed several solar generators, and this one is from the company Opus. They seen my channel, they saw my reviews, they reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested in taking a look at their unit. So I said absolutely. So this unit is 600 watts of continuous power, and it peaks at 1000 watts. It has a lithium iron phosphate battery. The cool thing about this type of battery is you can get a large number of cycles or recharges out of that battery. So these batteries have a long lifespan. It's got AC output, again at 600 watts. It's got DC output, and it has an LED light that has 3 different modes of operation. It's got a low, it's got a high, and it also has an SOS function. Very cool unit. Right down here at the bottom, you can see 595 watt hours. That is the capacity of the battery. That's how long that battery is gonna last, given whatever you're running. And as you can see here, there's icons for many things that you can use this unit to power. And without further ado, let's go ahead and open this up and see what's included in this package. So as you can see, right off the bat, the unit comes packaged very well. So you got a box that says cable and a box that says adapter. So let's go ahead and take a look at this cable box and see what's included here. So right here, you will see a standard household plug. And then on the other side, this is the type of computer cord that you would see on a desktop computer. This is an 18 gauge power cord, so very cool. That gives us the ability to plug this thing in and charge it. And then the other cord that we see here is for our 12 volt in our car, our cigarette lighter. And it's got a barrel connector, and the cool thing about this barrel connector is it's a standard 8mm barrel connector. A lot of power stations use this connector to charge, so I really like this, the fact that this one comes with that type of charge input. Some power stations that I've reviewed did not use this, and I kind of got frustrated about that. Now, another thing that I want to make note of is this has a little light or an indicator that will come on, and it'll let you know that you have power there. Now, this is 16 gauge wire, so it's good and thick, and it's going to do everything we need to do. Let's go ahead and take a look at the adapter box and see what's included here. So right off the bat, you can see the power adapter, the power brick, if you will. And I'll try to get a close-up shot of this so you can take a look. Feel free to pause your screen and look at that. It puts out 96 watts. That's pretty good. So we should be getting some pretty good charging by using this brick. 96 watts of output. And right there on the front, you can see that's where that cord plugs in. And then of course we have a nice long cord, and this is 16 gauge wire as well, and it also has that 8mm barrel adapter as well. So very cool. I like that it comes with all this stuff. The next thing that we see in this box is the warranty card. Again, feel free to pause your screen if this is something that you want to hang on to or read. And without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the last thing that's in that box, which is the user's manual. And we'll just go ahead and start right here. Again, feel free to pause your screen. This is a little spot that tells you everything that comes in the package. Here's a little introduction to the unit. Tells you what everything is. There's a look at the LED or LCD screen. And there's some information. Feel free to read that as well. And then of course it talks a little bit about charging, and right there you can charge with solar panels and up to 100 watts and with an open circuit voltage of between 12 and 30 volts. So 100 watts of solar, pretty cool. So we're gonna guess that on a 100 watt solar panel it'd probably take, I don't know, maybe 8 hours to charge this thing or something, 7-8 hours. And then the next thing that you see is you can charge using the wall outlet at home. Again, that adapter was 96 watts. So the manual says that charging with the AC adapter, that it'll take 6 to 7 hours to charge fully. Very cool. And then it talks about the car charger. Very interesting, 12 volts. Make sure that your car is running so you don't drain the battery on your car. And you can charge this thing via USB-C. I did not know that, so that's interesting. Very, very cool. And then of course right here we have some directions on how to operate the unit, how to turn it on, how to get things going. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then right here, this gives us a rundown of some approximate run times that we could expect to do certain tasks. Storage and maintenance. And then right here, the technical specifications. This is a cool page. Gives us all kinds of information. And again, feel free to pause your screen at any time you want to hang on to this information. One of the reasons that I really like doing the owner's manual on my videos is because if I lose it, I can always refer back to my video and hit the pause button myself. Here is the fault codes. There's 6 of them. E00 all the way to E05. And each fault code gives you fault information. It gives you the status, and then it tells you what you can do about it. So very cool, very nice owner's manual. As you can see, it comes packaged very well from the factory. So we'll set that aside. Let's move this box out of the way. Take these nice foam inserts out. Let's just remove the tape here off of that. And looking at the unit, just to give you a brief rundown, you've got the power button right here. You can push and hold that for 3 seconds. That'll turn the unit on. Then you have the AC outlets right here. Again, 110 volts with a maximum of 600 watts continuous. And again, that'll peak at 1000. So if you got something that has heavy startup, it'll go past 600 a little bit. Right here, you've got your 12 volt. This is a regulated output. Very nice. You have 2 other 12 volt outputs at 10 amps. You've got 2 USBs that operate about 3 amps, and then you have a USB-C, and of course the power buttons to each corresponding thing. This is very easy to understand, very laid out very well. I like that. Now if we look at the back here, you can see there's an area where the fan would exhaust air from the unit in the event that the unit gets hot or something like that. Right here on the back, we have the light. So we'll push and hold the button down. The light comes on. Push it again, we go to high. Push it again, we get the SOS. Push it again, turns the light off. And then of course right here on the side, we have the charge input. So this is again open circuit voltage from 12 to 30 volts DC. Okay, we'll go ahead and plug that bad boy in. And let's plug this in right to the side. And you can see that from the factory, the unit had 57%. Wow, this is putting in 96 watts of input. Very nice. And you can see this little indicator down here telling us that the fan is blowing air out. Very, very cool. I like that display. Okay, I'm outside in my pickup truck. It's raining out here in the Southwest, and I'm really happy about that. We don't get a lot of rain here in Arizona. So you can see when I plug that 12 volt into the cigarette lighter, it illuminates. So I really like that. Now let's go ahead and plug this in. I just want to see what kind of charge input we're going to get out of my vehicle. And obviously you can see that my vehicle's running. 7-8 watts, 12, 22, 71. That's pretty good, actually. 71 watts of input from the vehicle. That's not bad. Okay, let's go ahead and check the scale and see what this bad boy weighs. 15.4 pounds is what this weighs in at. 15.4. So this unit is just charging, but there's something that I wanted to point out, and that is on the side here, this orange area, this is all rubber. And then also, if you put it on its back and you look at the bottom, it's got 4 nice rubber feet here. So very cool. And then looking at the bottom of the unit, here is some more information, just in case some of you might have been wondering what that little sticker says. But this unit is built very well. So I'm sitting here watching this unit charge, and I'm very impressed at how stable the wattage input is. It doesn't fluctuate around, it doesn't go down to 30 and up. It stays right in the mid to high 90s. So I'm really impressed with that when it comes to charging. And now you can see that our battery is at 100%, and you can also notice that the blue ring around that percentage is not moving anymore. This is telling us that charging is complete, so I can go ahead and unplug the wall outlet. Now, I mentioned earlier that there's several ways to charge this. I just want to clarify that there are 5 ways to charge this unit. The first method is the one that you saw just now. I'm using my wall outlet. You can also use this USB-C. That's the second method. This is a bi-directional USB-C port, so it will let voltage come in or out. Now, the third method we saw in the video too, and that was where I had the 12 volt from my vehicle using the cigarette lighter plug. The fourth method of charging is using a solar panel, and the fifth method of charging is very cool. It's the fast charging function. That's where you use the wall outlet and the USB-C simultaneously, and you'll get maximum input for fast charging. The lithium iron phosphate battery has 3,600 or more cycles. That's how many times you can charge it. These AC outlets are pure sine wave inverter power, so it's a very clean electricity. This 600 watt is not 600 watts per receptacle, it's 600 watts combined. Now, this unit has several protections. It's got overcurrent protection, it has over voltage protection, and it has over temperature protection. The normal operating temperature of this unit is anywhere between -10 and 65 degrees centigrade, or 14 to 149 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I live here in the Southwest, northern Arizona. It's not uncommon in the summertime for us to see temperatures approximately 110 degrees, so we're well within the parameters of normal operating temperature for this unit. This material that this unit is made out of is fireproof material. It's V0 fireproof material, and these things have an impact resistance test. They drop rate these at the factory, and they drop these at 1.2 meters, and the units take these falls and they continue to work with no problems. So I'm very impressed by that. Okay, let's go ahead and test this unit. I've got an old battery and an old battery charger. I'm going to start with the AC power. When you push the AC button to power these ports, you can see that it illuminates AC on the display here. So very nice that it lets you know clearly that that thing is turned on. It's also telling me that I have 40 hours of usage at what I'm doing right now, which is pretty much nothing. So you can see my battery charger, the light is flashing. I'm just going to go ahead and plug in my battery. You'll see that the thing goes red, so my battery is starting to charge, and then it tells you how many watts this small battery charger is pulling. So 49 watts of power. Now, I also would like to charge my phone, and I want to do it at the same time. I like the display here. It's in real time. It tells me at the current load that it expects 9.8 hours of runtime at this current load. So I think that's very cool. So when I turn on the USB, it says USB, it lights up again on the display. So I'll go ahead and plug in my phone here and we'll get this bad boy charging. There it goes. And right there on the top corner you can see my phone is charging. So we are drawing a total of 52 watts right now, 8.9 hours of runtime, so it's looking pretty good so far. I'd like to check and see if I can charge a flashlight also, so we're going to plug the charger in. You can see that the charger itself illuminates green, telling me it's ready to charge. And then I slap that baby on, it turns red. It's telling me that that flashlight is currently charging. Let's push the power button again to get the display to light up. I like that it turns the display off after inactivity. That saves power. So in total, to charge my phone, my flashlight, and my power tool battery, I'm drawing a total of 51 watts. I really like the way this unit's working. Now that fan that you can hear behind me, I'm going to unplug that real quick and I'm going to plug that in and see if it'll power this fan too. Here comes the cord for the fan. I know you can't see the fan, you'll just have to trust me on this. There's the fan, it's on high. Let's push the power button again to get that display. The fan and all three of these things charging, it's a total of 136 watts. So it's telling us that with all of this, we could run about 3.9 hours. And you also see that the fan on the unit kicked on, probably because of the draw that I'm putting on it. Let's bump the fan down to medium. See if that reduces the wattage. Now you can see the runtime went up to 4.2 hours. Pretty cool. Let's go down to low. And this fan is an oscillating fan too. It's not just like a box fan, it's an oscillating fan. 108 watts total. 4.6 hours of runtime. Very nice. Okay, you can see that I've taken the fan off and I've plugged in a current lithium ion Makita battery charger. So not only do I have this battery still charging, my phone and my flashlight, but I want to see if it'll charge one of these current lithium ion batteries. I like to take these out when I go camping because I can use my Sawzall to cut little firewood and stuff like that. So a lot of units that I've tested struggle with charging these types of batteries. So as you can see, charging has started, but let's see if it continues. Because once this charging starts getting going, it draws a lot of wattage, about 250 watts just for the charger alone, and some units fell at that point. So as you can see, this charger still has a red indicator. It's still charging over here. So everything is working good. My battery on my phone is still charging, and it appears that we're running all of this no problem. The fan kicked on again. And with all of this stuff running, it's telling us that it expects about 2 hours of continuous runtime. So I'm very impressed with the readout here, how it's in real time. I'm impressed with the fact that it will run the wattage, at least close to what it says it's capable of. Very nice unit so far, and I'm able to charge all these devices. Very, very cool. So this unit is good for maybe if you're on an RV, maybe if you're going to the beach, or you got a birthday party or something, or you want to plug maybe you're going to be making some margaritas and you want to plug in a blender or something. Or if you're going to go camping, you want to run a fan or charge your phones or let the kids charge their iPads or whatever. If you're on a fishing trip and you need to charge your flashlights, or hunting trip, things like that. And around the house, if the power goes out, you do have some backup power that you can use. And me personally, as a YouTuber, and I go out and I shoot my survival videos, it's not uncommon for me to need to charge my cameras and things like that. So I like having a unit like this that has pretty good power that will do those tasks. So as of right now, I can honestly tell you I'm pretty impressed with what I'm seeing right now out of this unit. Okay, so as you can see, I've disconnected those two other chargers. Now I've got my Makita DC18RD. This is the dual battery charger. It'll charge two batteries simultaneously. I want to see if this unit has enough power to charge these batteries simultaneously. So you can see here that I have the green indicators telling me that the charger is ready to go. Let's go ahead and plug in the first battery here, see what happens. We have a red indicator telling me that the battery is charging. Now I'll watch my watt output and I'll see when it starts to climb. It'll get up to around 250-ish. And then once it gets there, I'll kind of leave it for a minute and then I'll plug in that other battery. We'll see what happens. So we're drawing 200, 193, 196, 207. I just want to make sure that everything's solid in the charging cycle before I introduce another battery. So I've got another battery here. Let's go ahead and pop this bad boy in and see what happens. So we have red indicators on both of these. It's telling me that they're both charging. Now let's see if that display climbs a little bit. 214. I'm expecting it to go up around 400 or 500. 273. 282. 302. Let's get that screen back on. 425 I saw. Very, very interesting. 270. And at this rate, you can see I'm charging two batteries, power tool batteries, charging my phone and an Olight all simultaneously. And this unit is performing very well. 420 something watts, 1 hour of runtime left on the battery if I was to continue this task. Very crazy. I'm very impressed that this unit had the juice behind it to do this. That's very impressive. That's crazy. Now if I wanted to add another charger, it would put me over wattage, so I'm not even going to try that. I'm lucky to be able to charge two batteries simultaneously here. That's just crazy. So if you're on a job site, you got to go charge some power tool batteries. If you have a solar panel out there, you could keep charging phones and batteries and all kinds of things out there. Very impressed. Okay, this next test could get very interesting. I have a little trim router here. This thing draws 5.5 amps, so that's going to be at least 550 watts under a load. So let's see if we can get this unit to power this. This is going to really test the capabilities of this unit. So I try to turn the switch on. It gives me an error code of E01. E01 is output overload protection. So let's go ahead and reset it by pushing the AC button. Push the AC button again. Now I'm going to try to feather this trigger, turn it on and off, and see if I can get it running. It's probably going to get loud. This is a little router. Now as you can see, it ran that router, but you got to remember that router's not under a load. So if I was to put a bit on that router and try to actually do work, it might overload this unit. I don't know for sure. Okay, let's try something like a laptop. This is a gaming laptop. This is a pretty heavy duty laptop. It has a 6-core 12-thread processor. It's that Intel i7, so it's a pretty powerful laptop. I want to see if we're able to run this laptop. So there's a look at the display. So I'm still charging my phone, still charging my Olight. Let's push the power button on the laptop. So maybe I wanted to use this unit to do some video editing or something. So as you can see, my laptop is starting to come up. Get rid of that glare. 40 watts, 42, 46, 48, 50. There we have it. So my laptop is working. So at the current state, I could do about 8 hours of work according to that display, 8.7 hours. So very impressive. So I know that I can use this unit to power my laptop. Now of course when I start video editing and really pushing the computer, sometimes it'll draw up to about 100 watts. So this number of time will probably drop down to about 4 hours or 3 hours or something like that. But it's good to know that that clean energy, remember it's a sine wave inverter, it'll run this laptop. So it's very safe to do that. Very cool. I'm happy right now about that. So right now I have this little heater. This is a light duty heater. It doesn't put out a lot, but it does warm your feet. I have it under my desk, so when I'm video editing, I put my feet in front of it. And it's a low wattage heater. So far we're running the heater no problem. 240 watts, 270. So as you can see, we're able to run a heater. Again, it's a light duty heater, but it does run it for 1.9 hours, 2 hours. That's nice to know. I could keep my feet warm for 2 hours anyway. This is an 8mm barrel jack, and it's got MC4 connectors. So I'm going to plug this into a 100-watt Renogy flexible panel, and we're going to see if this cable will let this unit charge. I'm pretty confident that it will, because I use this cable to charge many other power stations. So there's my 100-watt Renogy Flex panel. As you can see, I've got the MC4 connectors here. Following those connectors up to my power unit, you can see that we're charging at 6970 watts, 72 watts of input. So that is fantastic. You can see the wattage fluctuates, but to receive 50, 60, 70 watts of input off of solar, that's free electricity. I'm very, very happy about that. I'm never going to complain about 72 watts of input. Okay, let's take a look at the USB-C charging input and see what kind of wattage we're going to bring in. As of right now, you can see that we're about 38, 39 watts. So it's looking pretty good. I tried this a minute ago and it jumped into the 40s, but as of right now I'm seeing 38, 39 watts. That's pretty good input for USB-C. Now what I want to try now is I want to try to use the 8mm with the wall outlet for the quick charging feature, and let's see how that looks. So I just plugged that in as well. So quick charging feature, we're dealing with 134 watts, 130, 133, 132. So that's fantastic. That's very good fast charging. If I disconnect the USB-C, you can see the charging drops down to about 96 watts. Remember, that's a 96 watt brick. But again, when we add USB-C, it really increases our charging, and our charge times are gonna decrease. So this is fantastic. I love this quick charge feature. So my final thoughts are very simple. I like this unit. I think it's fantastic. I've had units in the past that had these ratings and they wouldn't even do what they were rated at. So I'm very impressed with this unit. I want to say thank you once again to Opus for sending this out for review. I hope you guys got some good useful information out of this video. Please make sure that you're checking the description box down below. If there's any discount codes that you can use, I will place them there. And with all that being said, folks, thanks again for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful day. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.